Every year for Memorial Day, we usually are in places like this, a cemetery with a service of remembrance. This year, 2020, we don't get to do that. And I'm sad, as I'm sure a lot of others are. My son and I got to come and help put flags on veterans' graves a couple weekends ago in this particular cemetery here in Carmichaels. But all of our family, it's a good 5-6 hours away to where our family has been laid to rest. But I got to thinking about a passage in the Bible on this Memorial Day weekend. They used to call it Remembrance Day, and it has reminded me of a passage in the book of Joshua where they are about to enter into the promised land, and God tells Joshua that when they get into the river is going to stop just like the Red Sea had parted, and they will cross into the promised land on dry ground. And that is part of this chapter. But they want the people to do something. One representative from each tribe is to stop in the middle and pick up a stone. So Joshua called together the 12 men, one from each tribe, and said to them, "Go over before the ark of the Lord your God into the middle of the Jordan. Each of you is to take up a stone on his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the Israelites, to serve as a sign among you. These stones are to be a memorial to the people of Israel forever." So the Israelites did as Joshua commanded them. In verse 20, we pick up the story as Joshua sets things up. Joshua set up at Gilgal the 12 stones they had taken out of the Jordan. He said to the Israelites, "In the future, when your descendants ask their fathers, 'What do these stones mean?' tell them, 'Israel crossed the Jordan on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the Jordan before you until you had crossed over. The Lord your God did to the Jordan just what he had done to the Red Sea when he dried it up before us until we had crossed over. He did this so that all the peoples of the earth might know that the hand of the Lord is powerful, and so that you might always fear the Lord your God." It's a good reminder that we need to be able to pass on the stories of faith to our children and their children, the stories of the heroes, stories of valor and bravery and courage. And as you look around, even in a place like this, you see the flags all over, reminding us that these include men and women who are willing to give their life for their country. That applies into faith as well, because our God calls us to be brave and face whatever comes our way, and if needed, to give our lives for him and for the faith that we're trying to pass on to our children.